as you all are aware, our police department is focused on crime reduction. That has been our mission for the last 10 years. And we have recently used social media to our advantage in a number of ways. From an investigative technique, we use YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Craigslist, those types of things to investigate crimes, solve those, reunite victims with their property, solve just a variety of crimes. And we also use it to communicate with the citizens. Our relationship with our community is a cornerstone of our crime reduction success. And so this is just one way to allow us to better communicate with our citizenry and to build that relationship in an effort to make our city safer. Now, what you're going to witness today is not necessarily a miracle, but it's edging right up on amazing, and that is a 53-year-old technologically challenged chief of police that is going to unveil a mobile app. And just to show, how serious it is, there's nothing up my sleeves. There's no teenagers around that can dive in, although for full disclosure, there are people that can help out if somehow I stumble on this. But we're very, very proud to be able to unveil this mobile app. We could have gone out and got something off of the shelf, but we had this customized for TPD's use. So we're very excited, and I'm going to dive in and show you exactly how this works, all the different elements of it. And I'm going to go through it piece by piece here and show just how easy this is to use, and really to display my level of challenge with technology. If I'm faced with a technological issue or problem, the way that I fix it goes, hey, somebody come over here and take care of this. So if somebody has to dive in, that may be an issue. Submitting tips, very, very important. We have several ways that you can do that. But on this app, you have the ability to include your contact information if you want us to get back with you. But then also, you have the ability to put in an anonymous tip. And today's climate, the younger generation sometimes has a tendency to distrust the police or not have that relationship where they feel very comfortable in coming forward. So they have the ability to give us an anonymous tip, and then we can solve that crime, and they can see how that relationship works, and then hopefully eventually they will be able to use their names and to come forward and help us. So we can say that we're putting in a tip on a robbery. We just put out a bulletin on an individual that robbed someone. We can put in the comments, I know that guy. And we can even go back and put in we can submit that. We also have the ability to go back and put in photographs, add photographs from a photo album. We can put in from the camera roll, from any of those, put in a photograph of the individual that was suspect in the robbery, and submit that through. That goes into our communications section, and it's dealt with immediately. So that is an outstanding element of this particular application. So anonymous tips, you saw on the tip submit, you can choose to put it in with your name, all of your information for us to get back with you, or anonymous, you can go straight to the anonymous tip. Directory, kind of self-explanatory. Any group that you need to notify within the police department, you can come right to this app, and it's got all of the contact information that you would need. This is probably my favorite element of this application, and it's my inventory. A lot of times we go out, we investigate burglaries, residential burglaries, and people don't have all their information. They don't have, although we've done a great deal of communicating with citizens about the importance of keeping serial numbers, keeping descriptions, and those types of things. Quite often, the citizens don't do that, or they don't have it all readily available when we investigate those crimes. This My Inventory allows everyone to go in, do an inventory of all of their property, and then if, which is very rare, they are the victim of a burglary, they can just take this information and email it straight to the investigating detective. So this is outstanding. And another element of it is it's difficult a lot of times when you have heirlooms, jewelry, things that don't have a serial number, it's difficult to be able to describe those accurately to the investigator. You can add photographs to this as well. You can put in the item name, a ring that certainly doesn't have a Social Security or a security number to it. And then you can, I put this discard, but you can add a photograph of it as well. And this is a lovely ring that has been modeled. The photograph come up? Yeah. Okay. The photograph came up of a lovely ring that was modeled by our own PIO. And you can send that in to the detectives, and they can give that to the pawn shops and other areas. So if people come in and try to pawn that, they will have not only a description, but a photograph of that as well. So that is an outstanding element. This will allow us to solve so many property crimes. Most wanted, we have the individuals on there that the Tampa Police Department is looking for. We want the community's help in identifying these individuals, and that obviously is a very dynamic, very fluid list. We're always putting names on there and getting those back. Unsolved crimes. These are crimes that have occurred. The officers need help in solving these. Our most current one is a robbery that occurred down in Ybor City. There were individuals that approached two citizens in Ybor City, telling them that they would assist them in finding their car in a parking lot, and they actually ended up robbing these individuals. We put a video out. We got a video from Walmart where the suspects were using their stolen credit cards. We put that out, and now anybody can watch this video and they can send in information and let us know that they know who these individuals are. So, schools, another outstanding app. This is for parents and students. As I said, we have a number of ways of submitting tips. This is another way for the younger generation, high school kids, middle school kids, to be able to communicate with their SROs anonymously and give information. You hit any of these schools on here, we have all the middle schools and all the high schools. You hit any of these and the school resource officer will come up with all of their information. You can email them, you can call them, or you can submit anonymous tips to the school resource officers. There's going to be a fight at school, something's going on the next day, kids don't want to come forward, but they want to make sure that their school is safe. So this is, as I said, an outstanding application for parents and kids. Facts about the police department, everything you ever wanted to know about the Tampa Police Department, questions answered about fingerprints, accident reports, extra duty officers, neighborhood watch, anything that you wanted to know about the Tampa Police Department is on this particular element here. Web links, we have all of the different emergency preparedness, Tampa resources. You can go to the City of Tampa web here to their site, and social media. Again, that's what we use to communicate, our Facebook, Twitter, with today's technologically adept individuals. Alert Tampa is the way that we send out information to the community via email, text messages, and phone calls to let them know what's going on. A couple weeks ago, we had the fire down in the port. We were able to communicate with everyone in the downtown area with a shelter-in-place alert and notification through Alert Tampa. If you go to this particular element here, you can sign up for Alert Tampa. It just takes a minute to do it. Facebook, tip 411, you can put tips in this way as well. We have all of our YouTube videos, Twitter, everything that you would want to see. The YouTube videos are outstanding for us to be able to put videos of suspects in there, and then that is pushed out onto Facebook and Twitter, and we get calls immediately for that. The latest news, in case you don't have time to watch the news or read the newspaper, you can come to TPD's app and you can see all of the latest news concerning the Tampa Police Department. And lastly, we have our contact information. Anybody that you want to talk to, from the chief of police all the way down to records, communications, anybody that you may need to contact, this is an at your fingertips registry to be able to get to. So as I said, we're very, very excited about this. It was customized for the Tampa Police Department. It actually cost no tax dollars whatsoever. The company that built this for us wanted to get their foot into the Florida market, and so they developed this application, one of a kind, for free for the Tampa Police Department. So we are very, very excited about the ability to do this. Now, on the Unsolved, as I said before, we have just a number of videos from different stores, from out in the community where crimes have occurred, and the investigators put that out on YouTube and then feed that into our Facebook and Twitter, and that's how we get the community involved. And Miss Myrtle Sellers, who unfortunately was a victim of crime some time back, is an outstanding example of how well this works and how quickly it works. You guys were able to get her video some time back. She was in the hospice thrift store shopping. An individual came up to her and warned her about leaving her purse accessible, that she may be a victim of crime if she did that. Well, unfortunately, the subject circled around and took the wallet out of Myrtle's purse and then handed it off to another individual that was in the store. We got videotape of that female that the wallet was handed off to, and she used Myrtle's credit cards in a store, a McDonald's, a short time later. Harry Ogello, the investigating officer, got that video, put it out on YouTube, and then we pushed it to Facebook and to Twitter, and within an hour, we had over 100 tips that led us to the arrest of both of these individuals, and we were able to reunite Myrtle with her property, which made us very, very happy. But as I said, this app will really allow us to easily communicate with all of our citizens, and our goal in this is to be able to make this city even safer through the use of this app.